this is an exciting time here at Universal Studios as we begin our second century of filmmaking. That's right. It all started with an idea that our founder Carl Laemmle, a German immigrant, had in 1912 when he founded the Universal Film Manufacturing Company. It was his big dream to create his very own studio that was dedicated to making TV and movies. And that's exactly what happened. Often to the East Coast, where he lived in New York City for quite a while, but due to a lot of factors including weather, it didn't work out quite well for him. And so he decided to move over here to the West Coast in sunny Southern California, where on March 15th, 1950, he opened up the gates to Universal Film Manufacturing Company and invited live audience members such as yourselves to come to the studio and watch films actually happen firsthand on site. Now, Mr. Laemmle dubbed this place as the strangest city in the world, because folks, look off to your right-hand side, that's a real working fire station right there. Fire Station 51. Hey there, how you doing today, guys? Thank you. We also have our own police department, sheriff's department, our very own zip code. We even have 2 Pete's Coffees and a Starbucks, so we're legit a real city. The only thing that's missing are people. No one actually lives here at Universal. Everyone just comes here to work every single day, to work on big TV shows and films, like a couple of these classics you're seeing over here on your right-hand side. That's coming down a Universal timeline, showcasing just a few of the movies. Now, a lot of times these TV shows and films film in what we call today a soundstage. You'll see the first one over here to your left-hand side that used to be home to NBC's singing competition, The Voice. But they moved over to a different part of our lot. But Soundstage 12 was home to some of the biggest sets that were ever constructed inside. Some of the biggest ones, folks, like these ones on your screens. Take a look. Yeah, how's my volume? Yeah. That's my volume. Good. Thank you, folks. And on your screens is what it looks like inside of these big warehouses over here to your left-hand side. They're basically about 98% soundproof, give filmmakers a greater degree over all the lights and sounds within, and it's just a blank canvas that's just waiting for you or any other director, producer, right, to just come in there and finish whatever it needs to be. Now, some of the productions that have been occupying these sound stations recently include Bel Air, the dramatic adaptation of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air for the 90s. They've wrapped up their second season. Hacks with Gene Smart has also been inside of those sound stages. Bayside High from the hit reboot Saved by the Bell with Mario Lopez and Elizabeth Berkley have been filming in those sound stages, even including Soundstage 21, which you'll see on your left-hand side. That was home to some of the big action-packed films as well, including being the Antarctica from John Carpenter's The Thing, Chicago's for the Blues Brothers, used for Jurassic Park, the very first one. It was used as well for The Grinch's Lair from Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas with Jim Carrey. Now, a lot of these other sound stages you'll see coming up to your right-hand side have been known for some of the biggest classic TV shows that have ever filmed inside of them, folks. Take a look at your screens of some of those TV examples that even the kids won't remember. Just giving you some nostalgia or what? Of course the kids remember Law and Order, you know? Over here on your right-hand side is Soundstages 44 and 43. Those were home to NBC's hit comedy The Good Place with Kristen Bell and Ted Danson. Anybody ever see that show before? Yeah, we'll show you a couple of other spots that they filmed out on our Universal lot today. But yeah, folks, check it out. It's Ted from the hit film Ted with Mark Wahlberg, who's actually getting his own show, folks, on Peacock, our own streaming service coming soon. Yeah, make sure to check that out. Ted is standing right in front of these production bungalows over here on your left-hand side, where these are home to some of the biggest production companies of all times, including Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's company, $7. You'll see his office and parking space over here to the left-hand side. Right next door to him, you'll see Jordan Peele's production company, Monkey Paw Productions. Of course, he had brought you us, Get Out, and the up-and-coming Nope. And then right next door to him, down the street to your left-hand side, you'll see Mark Platt Productions, executive producer of big Broadway shows and movies, including La La Land with Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling, and the up-and-coming Wicked. You'll see the giant Wicked ball right there to your left. That's his office. He's turning that musical into a movie, into 2 parts, which will be coming out soon. But coming around the corner over here on your left-hand side, you'll notice a more notable production bungalow that has a famous black and white silhouette on the side of its door. So take a look at Bungalow 5195. that bungalow used to be home to Alfred Hitchcock, the director of the big classics that include Psycho, Vertigo, Rear Window, The Birds, Tom Ferdinand, and many more. But now that office is owned by the Dino De Laurentiis company, which has brought you Dr. Hannibal Lecter to the big and the small screen. Right next door to the production bungalows, you'll notice this building over here on your right-hand side, and you'll notice some celebrities that are in the windows right there. I'm talking about you, of course. This is the Johnny Carson building, dedicated after legendary talk show host Johnny Carson. This is where casting takes place. For all you actors and actresses out there, make sure to come here and make it ready, because this is where they all come to the studio to get ready to audition for big upcoming TV shows and films inside of this building. Right next door to them, it's pretty convenient that we have more sound stages over here on your left-hand side, which include 22 and 23. These sound stages used to be home to Will and Grace, the hit reboot with the original cast members. It was also home to America's Got Talent for many seasons, even as well as Kenan with Ian Thompson. The first production that moved inside of those newer sound stages, though, once they were constructed, was NBC's Hairspray Live for Kristen Chenoweth, Martin Short, and Ariana Grande. What's actually kind of cool about those sound stages is that those sound stages can actually be joined into one giant warehouse. If you thought about 24,000 square footage was big, that can span about 48,000 just by itself. Basically, there's a giant wall in the middle of those sound stages that just split the wall or the sound stages in half, and then boom, you got two productions that can film right next to each other, but you would never know the difference, right? Because of all the soundproofing that's in of these warehouses. What's kind of cool about these sound stages too is that in front, they're not like the other ones you saw over in the more front of the Universal lot. That's because that's where a lot of offices are taking place. A lot of big production offices, right, that worked on all the behind-the-scenes features, right, with all of the, the money, and then they work on all their post-productions and all the casting, all that kinds of sorts. But that's kind of a cool new feature we got. You got it, no problem, Will. Alrighty, gang, right behind here on your left-hand side, take a look at the Universal backlot, where we shoot a lot of the more big exterior stuff on a grand scale, where we can recreate any big city from around the world right here in Hollywood. On your left-hand side, that's our own New York Street right here in Hollywood. That comes with its own Broadway theaters. It could be a Macy's, 34th Street, anything that you need to have the Big Apple right here in Hollywood. This is where a lot of the big action-packed films have taken place. Of course, I'm talking about the Fast and Furious franchise with Paul Walker, Vin Diesel, Michelle Rodriguez, and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson for all those epic chase scenes, right, with cars in the streets of London as well, like they did for the Fate of the Furious film. These were also the same streets for downtown Los Angeles, featured in Transformers with Shia LaBeouf and Megan Fox. Anytime you would see Shia LaBeouf and Megan Fox running down the street in downtown, and you got Optimus Prime and Megatron fighting after one another, and you see cars and tanks exploding all over the place, that sequence happened right up here as well. It was Chicago.